Yay! All right. Let's talk about it. Y'all. Bandai came for my wallet today. More than it has ever done before. This morning, I was unexpectedly assaulted with this beauty. Tell us the story. Spill the tea. The tea is this just got announced. The tea is this got announced today. This is an officially licensed resin statue. A premium Bandai item is called a Wonder Statue. Shout out to Sailor Moon Fan Network for and Ochibo Wolf for putting this together, and Brettzilla and everybody else who runs this site. This was announced, this was teased. This was teased back in June of 2023. They teased that there was going to be a giant resin statue coming out. And then we heard nothing. Radio silence for a year and a half. And then out of nowhere, last night, they dropped all the pictures and all the tea. It's huge. It's over 1.5 feet tall. It's over 2 feet wide with the wings. Or is it from all the angles? It is premium Bandai, which means it's a little more difficult to get than other merch. Oh my god. It's gigantic. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. It's also $900. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Where would you even put it, right? So, yeah. Yeah, it is 99,000 yen is the price. That's like a fourth of the Final Fantasy VI Terra statue, barely more than the Kingdom Hearts chess set. That's right. And this lights up. So, man, here you go. So, this was my entire morning just freaking out over this. Does it come with Mickey Mouse ears, right? Oh my god. But I'm very happy with how it looks. It's gorgeous. I love the base. I love the orbs that represent all of the other Senshi. Her wings are gorgeous. The big moon in the background. She got the giant staff. I love how she's posed. I love the like flow of the hair. The face is not my absolute favorite. Look at this. Look at this. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love, as soon as I saw it, I just like gasped and I'm like, oh my god, that's beautiful. She's dancing in the friendship soup. Yes, she is. It comes with gumballs. It does. It does. So yeah, finally. It's only $200 more than the Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse statue, and he didn't even have. He was just standing there in a black coat with his hands in his pockets. So, you know, and I think this is bigger. How big was the $700 Mickey statue, which you can now get for like half that? It's funny when the hey Sigorian, how's it going? When the chess set came out, the Kingdom Hearts chess set, it came out, and then once everybody got all their pre-orders and stuff, you could actually, there was like a brief time where you could get the chess set for, I saw it for as little as like $400 as opposed to like 700. Whenever it showed up. Now it's harder and harder to find, at least, I'm not that I'm looking for it, but like when I happen to see it, it's getting a little bit harder to find. So I don't know where like the price lands now on that thing. The Mickey you can still find, and it's like, yeah, you can get the Mickey for pretty, not cheap, but not, you know, $700. Mamoru will never get a figure. Where's Mamoru? We don't need him. Mamoru gets no merch. For being Sailor Moon's boyfriend, he gets like no merch at all. It's not about him. Sailor Moon's not about him. He didn't do anything, no merch, that's right. Oh my gosh. Rebel, we were just talking about the Sailor Moon statue. It's so gorgeous. Help. It's so gorgeous, help. See, the thing is, giant Sailor Moon resin statues come out all the time, but they're fan-made. And there's some incredible fan-made statue. I have fan-made statues. The 4 outer Senshi back here are all fan-made. No, not 4. Okay, there's 3. I admittedly have not opened Pluto yet. I got Pluto like a year ago, have not. She's buried somewhere over there. I wasn't mentally prepared to put her together, and now she's buried. So someday Pluto will come together. They could have sent me the wrong figure and I wouldn't even know because I didn't open it. But like official merch is different. Official merch is different. It's official, right? Good night, Wing. Good night. Thank you, Wing. Pluto forever buried. I know. Dig her out. Dig her out. I know. I know. See, and I wasn't even buying any fan-made stuff at all. I mean, like statues. Like I buy like fandom fan-made stuff all the time. But there's like companies that do fan-made statues, you know? And that kind of stuff, even though there's some gorgeous stuff out there, I don't know, I was just never into buying the fan-made, that kind of, it's like third party more than fan-made. Like I was never into buying the third-party stuff for whatever reason. I was just like, no, I'd rather buy the official merch, right? But there was nothing like this. There was nothing like this in official merch. This is like the first of its kind in officially licensed merch. It was all just the third-party stuff. And so I just never bought any of it until E2046 came out with the Neptune and Uranus attack statues, and I was just like, oh no, it's Neptune and Uranus. I have to get them. They're gorgeous, right? I have to get them. And then I had to also get Pluto and Saturn because then I have to have all the outer Senshi. And then I just kept going from there. And I've got like a Princess Serenity and what's her name? Small Lady Serenity statue coming eventually. That's been in production for years. Just like it was like I broke the, like, you know, Neptune and Uranus just broke me, and now it's like, oh, now I'll buy not them all because I can't afford them all, but you know, my favorites. I'll buy my favorites if they're gorgeous enough. And I've even got some fan-made Kingdom Hearts statues on their way eventually to me. But it's licensed. I don't know. Licensed merch is different. Exactly. That was the first thing I asked Peachy when she mentioned it was. That was the first thing you said was, is it licensed? And I said, yes, it is. That makes it different somehow. Need Sailor Moon Cosmos action figures. There's an Eternal Sailor Moon Figuarts. I think it's still, I don't think it's Cosmos though. there is an OG Sailor Moon. They made one, as far as like posable. When you say action figures, I assume you mean posable, like the Figuarts. They made one Cosmos inspired Figuarts figure of Sailor Moon, the OG Sailor Moon, and she's gorgeous. I don't know why they didn't do the other characters. I assume she didn't sell for some reason. I mean, it must be because everything they do is the 90s anime style, because that's just what nostalgia sells. That's why over the course of Sailor Moon Crystal, the characters looked more and more and more like the 90s anime, because that's what sells. That's what's popular. Nostalgia is hard wired into Sailor Moon fans. They want the 90s anime version. That's what they know. That's what they love. That's what they'll pay for. So everything just keeps coming out in that style. So there has been Sailor Moon Crystal style stuff, but it's much rarer than stuff that looks like the 90s series, which is fine for me because I am one of those nostalgia hounds that love the 90s series. But yeah, so there hasn't really been like Cosmos art style, like season 5, is this basically. This is Cosmos, but this isn't an action figure. So give us Cosmos. Cosmos came out while you were on holiday and you haven't gotten yourself to sit down and watch it. I don't want the Crystal Adventure to end. I know. And I still am planning to try to get my my OG Crystal reactions back on YouTube. I'm going to re-edit them to, you know, obscure a lot of the footage, and hopefully that will allow them to stay on YouTube. So in that sense, I hope that people can kind of like relive, you know, that magic now that it's like over. I'm hoping to put that out and like let people like kind of relive that experience from 10 years ago. Crazy. That would be cool. Oh my gosh, Figuarts of the other Sailor Senshi in their eternal forms, or the Starlights. There was supposed to be Starlight's Figuarts. They teased Starlight's Figuarts like forever ago, like at a show. They like showed Starlight's Figuarts, and then just nothing. Like they never came out. So hopefully someday we'll see those. I'm shocked. And it's been almost 2 years since Cosmos came out in theaters in Japan. So like, if there was gonna be Starlight's merch, I feel like it would have been out by now, right? Like, sell Sailor Moon all day, every year, forever, till the rest of time. They'll be able to sell Sailor Moon. Right? But like the Starlights is like, like you need to sell that as it comes out for characters like that, right? So I feel like if they would have decided to make those Starlights Figuarts, they would have made them by now. But I mean, stuff can come out anytime. I would buy all of the Senshi in their Eternal outfits, the Figuarts line, in a heartbeat. I have all the other Figuarts, so. Well, I don't have, they did that stinky thing where they did the alternate, the slightly shifted colors. They did like an animation color version. They re-released them with slightly different colors. Kind of like the Q-Poskets do that too. They'll release 2 versions, 2 slightly different colors, or 2 like arm positions, so I don't have any of the like alternate color versions. I just have one of every figure, but I do have one of every one, of every like character. And they did like the original form of the Senshi, they did the super forms of the Senshi. So if they did Eternal, I'd buy them all. I'd buy them all. I know. Like, do the fans have to make everything? Exactly. Yeah, E2046 has Starlight statues. It's third party, but they do have Starlights. They go in and out of stock, and some of them you have to be careful if you ever buy from E2046. I mean, it's legit, but just pay attention to what you're buying because they sell painted and unpainted versions. They'll sell kits that you can assemble and paint yourself, and then they sell the full put together, painted, well, you assemble it yourself, but it's very easy. You just connect it with magnets. It's super simple. But it's painted, and once you assemble it, it's ready to go. Just pay attention to which one you're buying. I mean, it'll be easy to tell by the price. One will be $50 and one will be $250. But just, yeah, don't think that you're buying the finished version and then you're gonna get like a set that needs painted, right? So that's the only thing with E2046 is be careful of that. I'll forever be salty as the Dead Sea. We never got those, right? Especially when they teased them. It's like they teased there was going to be a Serenity's, like the Star Locket, the music box thing. There was going to be that, I think, is a Proplica. Just never came out. Never came out. Like, don't tease it unless you're actually gonna release it. At least everything else actually came out. Like, it took forever for the Eternal Moon article, her locket here, as a Proplica. Her little locket right here. That is a Proplica. It took forever to come out, but it actually did come out. So that Star Locket Proplica is just lost to time. They've been re-releasing them. They've been, again, that's something else that they'll do with the Proplicas is they will change the color slightly and re-release it, which pisses me off, especially when I like the re-release better. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying it again. I'm sorry, I'm not. It'll be the brilliant color version. I can't, I'm not mad that they re-released it, because I've gotten some of them that I couldn't get the first time around, and then the resale prices are, triple what they originally went for. And then on the re-release, I get to pay retail again because I missed the first round, right? So I'm not mad that they re-released it. I'm mad at the color swap, especially when it's better or more accurate. I'm like, you could have done that the first time, right? I feel like they purposely put out a wrong color version that was right enough that everybody bought because they're like, oh my God, we actually get this as a Proplica. And then 3 years later, they put out a better version of it. Square Enix does that too with stuff, and it pisses me off because it's like, buy the better version, buy it again, right? And I'm like, no, screw you, I'm not buying it again, right? So at least if there's two colors from the start, okay, the hardest of the hardcore collectors might be like, oh shoot, I have to buy both of them, right? But everyone else is just like, I get to choose which one I like better, but it's like that from the start, right? What's going on with her shoulders? Her arms are so tiny next to her shoulders. She's an anime character. She has small arms. And the shoulders are a poof. It's a poof. That's how her how her outfit is. Her sleeves are poofy. Good night, Josephel. Sleep well. They teased those Starlight figure arts along with the Eternal Moon. That's right, the Eternal Moon was teased at the same time. In 2019 at a toy show in Tokyo, and I lost my mind. Then all we got were the figure arts. Oh, the minis! That's right, that's what we did get. We got the figure arts minis. I did not get those. I did not get those. I did get Fighters Mini to go with Eternal Moon because I'm a filthy Seiyusa shipper. Yes, yes, as you should. See, that's perfect. That's what you should do. Is just get those two. Oh my god, Prezi, I would die for the Crystal Carillon, the Crystal Carillon, the Stallion Reeve, the at least they did the Holy Grail, because I never got the OG Holy Grail. The super Senshi, their transformation wands, any of the transformation wands, the Senshi's transformation wands as Proplicas, oh my god, I'd die. Because I don't have any of that from the 90s. They made them in the 90s. I don't have any of them because they're just insanely expensive. So if they made them as Proplicas, that's like my dream.
Peachy wave, peachy love, yes.
That's my dream, is to do all of that stuff as Proplicas.
It's been so long.
It's so good to see you, Nev. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you just for being here. I appreciate you, Nev. Welcome. I hope you've been well. I was thinking that cloth might be poofy. I guess it's because it's skin colored. Yeah, it's, I think what it is, because Wing said the same thing, that the shoulders look weird, is that it's not, see, in Crystal and in the manga, the sleeves they're translucent. So they tried to do that they did the translucent thing, and you can see her arm in there. You can see that it is translucent. I don't think they made it pink enough, or at least in the photos. It's not, like, it's almost too close to her skin color. So it's not her skin, it's a pink translucent material arm sleeve is what that is. But you're right, they should have made it a little bit more pink. So hopefully the actual figure will be a little bit more pink. It's a little too flesh toned. So it's a little confusing when you just glance at it. You're like, does she just have like a giant bulbous shoulder? Like what is that, right? So who knows, maybe, because they're just taking pre-orders right now, so maybe they'll take that feedback and make it a little more pink. So I would have rather they just did it anime, 90s anime style, and made it solid, because in the 90s anime it was a solid pink, it wasn't translucent. I wish they would have just done that. I would have preferred that they just do that, but they decided to go with translucent for some reason. Well, because Cosmos, and you can see it kind of there too. Like I said, it is translucent in the Cosmos version, and in the manga, which is why they did it. But yeah, so that's why that looks like that. It's not quite the pink it should be. It looks like a misshapen shoulder. It does. I didn't even notice it until Wing pointed it out. She even said like the shoulder looks weird. I was just like, I've been looking at those poofy sleeves for 30 years, so I didn't even bat an eye at it. Like, I know that those are the poofy sleeves, but I totally see what everybody else sees when you just glance at it. I know, now I can't unsee it, right? Make it pinker. It does need to be pinker. I saw that Stallion Reeve perfume dispenser. It looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I'm just not interested in anything. There's so much Sailor Moon stuff that's like makeup or yeah, perfume, or something that's like got something perishable in it. And I'm just not interested in anything that has perishable stuff in it. I don't care how pretty the outside is. I don't want, like, I don't want anything that's like a makeup or a perfume or has like a substance in it. I need it to be a solid toy. I don't necessarily need it to make noise, but I don't need it to have anything perishable in it. I have owned Sailor Moon toys before that had perishable things in them, and it dried up and it was nasty and gross, and like, you know, obviously it doesn't last because that stuff goes bad. It has an expiration date, and I'm just not interested in owning anything like that. So that's why I want a freaking replica of those items. Yeah, Sailor Moon does collaborations with a ton of makeup and fashion brands and eyeshadows and blushes and nail polishes and cosmetic brushes and tons of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just, that's pretty. And I scroll on by. I'm not, as soon as I see this is a blush, I'm like, oh, scroll by. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. Damn it, it's a makeup. No, not interested. You could empty them, but then, like, I don't know, then it's incomplete, right? Like, I don't necessarily buy things intending to, I need to keep them pristine and resell them. If so, I wouldn't open anything. But if I do want to resell stuff, like what? It doesn't have the makeup, you know, like it's incomplete. Even though one of the things I have sold for more money than anything back in the day when I was downsizing my collection and I sold on eBay for hundreds of dollars was something with nasty old dried up nail polish in it. But I just don't want to deal with that. I just don't want to deal with it. Bandai, please. I'm afraid of mold. Yeah, no. Yeah, like a powder wouldn't go as bad, but it could, you know, loosen over time, and get, you know, all, I don't know, messy. I just don't want to deal with anything like that. Aurora Scammy! I was completely transparent. It was a 90s anime toy that I sold in like 2005 or something. And I was 100% transparent. I said, it's all dried up. Here's a picture. You know, this is exactly what you're buying. You'd be surprised what people bought on eBay, especially back in the day. I had these Sailor Moon plushies that I had in the back of my car in high school. In middle school and high school, I kept these like 6 Sailor Moon plushies in the back of my car for like 6 years. So they had like 6 years of sun damage on just the front. So the front of the plushies were like extremely faded from the sun, but the backs were like bright and colorful. And I sold them all on eBay. And I was 100% honest. I said they are, here's the picture of the front and here's the picture of the back. Extreme sun damage. You know, but I put them up for $5 or whatever. People bid on them. People bid on them and bought them. So, hey, Kyoka. So don't put your stuff in the sun. The joys of being a collector. Oh, yes. The perishables I do have a bunch of Sailor Moon sodas. I do have a bunch of Sailor Moon sodas, but I know even those I can't keep forever. Like, I can't keep those. I have a bunch that I drank, but then I also have a bunch that are still sealed. And I don't know, because it's carbonated, so I don't know, like, I know I want to keep a set. I think I actually still have 2 sets. I bought way too many of those sodas. I still have like most of a set because I never found Pluto or Saturn. But I have the rest of them, and I think I have like 4 sets because I wanted to drink them, but I also wanted ones that were unopened. I don't know if that's safe, like I said, to keep. I don't know how long can you keep a carbonated soda. But I think I have 2 sets that are still sealed. I really need to put them in like a safe place and not like next to my other collectibles. They're all everything just piled everywhere right now. But that was only like last year, so it's not like they're 10 years old. But yes, they were delicious. All of the sodas were very delicious. I probably should just drink the rest of them. Right. Just don't drink them after a certain date. There's still like not Sailor Moon, Kingdom Hearts. There's Kingdom Hearts drinks and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll see collectors talking about like, oh, a set of drinks showed up and these ones are still sealed. And it's like, whatever you do, don't open it. Do not ever open it. It's like 20 years old. Yes, I got, oh my god. I have an absolute mess right now. I got a mess there. I got a mess behind me. I always check to make sure I'm not going to roll over a puppy. I got a giant mess behind me, behind the heater here. It's just we're just piling stuff up right now. It's a disaster in here. It's an absolute disaster in here. Much reorganizing needs to be done.